is Aspen Lenster, and I'm a cadet here at the University of Oklahoma's Detachment 675. I am from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and I chose OU for multiple different reasons. One being that I'm on the Oklahoma women's gymnastics team, so that kind of is what brought me here. I got recruited my senior year, and I decided to come here, which is kind of a long way from home. However, I was approached by Captain Moore about the ROTC program, and I thought it would be super interesting. When Captain Moore approached me, he kind of brought up topics of what this would entail, and I always have wanted to join the military since I've had members of my family, grandparents, and other family members be in the branches of the military. However, nobody's been in the Air Force, so I thought it'd be really cool to be the first in my bloodline to join the Air Force. When I came to Oklahoma, I knew that it was just home and that my gymnastics would excel here, and that's definitely been what's happened. Just compared from freshman year to this year, I've gotten so much better, and my coaching staff is just incredible. They've helped me in so many ways, and they are such big fans of me doing ROTC, and they're super proud of me, and they're super impressed with it, and I just think that's super cool because they'll do everything they can to make sure I succeed in ROTC and gymnastics. And then similar to that, for ROTC, the cadre members have been amazing, and they've helped me succeed in both gymnastics and ROTC. When I first joined the program, I never really thought I would stay within it. However, the more I became involved with the program, the more I started to love it. And like I mentioned before, I always have wanted to join the military. I just never kind of saw my life going that path. I'm super grateful for this opportunity, and I love being a part of Det 675.
Her day begins at 4:30 in the morning and ends well after sundown. Aspen Lenster on Military Appreciation Night. Natalie, can you imagine how she manages to do everything in a day?
Yeah, no, I cannot. It's pretty unreal how she's able to do both. I mean, I was having trouble managing what I had going on, and I did not have to wake up at 4 a.m. So, yeah. Coach Kindler said she's unsure if she's had anyone who's done something like this before for her program. But I will say Aspen has been so crucial to this team. You know, might not have been in the lineup so far, but she did get to exhibition at the Metroplex meet earlier this season, and you could just tell her teammates love her by the joy of how they celebrated after she finished.
And we thank the Oklahoma University Air Force ROTC for providing us with that video and helping us tell the great story of this very talented Sooner. Oklahoma leads by a little over 0.6 of a point. Rotation number 3 when we return. 9.65 on the uneven bars, which was above their season average and slightly off their season high. Once again, the Sooners are ranked number 1 on each rotation. The score that the Sooners had on vault was below their season average. Then they had the fall on the uneven bars, but they were able to recover and rebound. And when you look back on the grand scheme of the night, it was really that routine that we saw in the number 3 spot from Addison Feta that may wind up being a critical element to this evening.
Yes, the routine that follows the mistake in lineup is the most crucial because they're going to reset the tone for the rest of the team. And she's just a freshman, so who knew what she was going to do? But she was clutch in that moment for the Sooners.
Sooner head coach KJ Kindler, the 18th year head coach of the Sooners, and number 19, I should say. Maybe it brings another national title. They have won 6. They've gone back-to-back twice, 2016 and 17, and again in 2022 and 23, the 3-time National Coach of the Year. Just lauding this group of seniors this week, Natalie. The first time nobody can come back. Just all remarkable young ladies, and they're all different, but they lead the program in their own way.
They really do, and you know, last year's finish has inspired them too, so I know they're all coming back with vengeance this year to end the way that they want to.
Audrey Davis leading things off on the balance beam. Reigning national champion on the beam.
Coach Kindler doesn't only put her best at the end of the lineup. like Chad said, she is the reigning co-national champion on this event. And she leads off. Opens up with a back handspring layout, had a tiny little bobble, but was able to hide it pretty well. The judges have a different angle than we do. She's so beautiful to watch on this event. Beautiful beat jump to a split ring. Just her dismount now. Oklahoma's working on their landings. Let's see what she does. And gets that landing. What a great lead off for Oklahoma to get that momentum going on the balance beam.
She's having quite a senior night. Audrey Davis, KJ Kimler says everybody loves her, really leads with her faith.
Here's that dismount again. Beautiful landing. What a start for Oklahoma on beam.
Reigning national champion on beam, and you think about how well she scores. Oftentimes there's the thought that in the leadoff position you don't score as high as you were just talking about. Oklahoma, they do not build their lineup that way.
No, and the judges should not give scores that way either. It should be based off of execution and performance.
Here is Sophie Parenti, the freshman from Los Altos, California.
Another event that Sophie leads off on, and she's just a freshman, so that's a big deal. She'll open up her routine with a double pike, takes a small step forward, which means it was under rotated a little, so the judges might take some deduction right there. Coach Bev Blocky was saying to me earlier this week that she might not have the wow skills, but she is so steady leading off on the events that she competes. Just her last pass now. One and a half to a front full. Great routine for Sophie to lead off the Wolverines on floor. And let's see if her teammates can follow.
Just what you want in the leadoff spot there. She's actually the third highest contributor toward points for the Wolverines this year. She gets them started in very good fashion. Audrey Davis' score on beam for Oklahoma was a 9-9 in the leadoff position. And now once again we see Addison Afeta. She is ranked number 18 nationally on the balance beam.
She has impressed Coach Kindler so much with her performance so far this season on beam. She exudes so much confidence and moves so well on the balance beam. It was actually one of the events that she was unsure she'd be competing, but here she is. Will start her routine off with a back handspring layout series. Holds on to that landing. You just see the confidence on her face. Beautiful side aerial. She's able to adjust her landings, which is very impressive. Pitch kick to a switch side. Really focused. You can see it in her eyes. From her leaps connection, switch leap to a split jump. So far, very beautiful routine so far for Addison. Just her dismount left. Let's see how her landing goes. And she gets the stick. Beautiful back handspring gainer full. And another great routine for Oklahoma.
Well, her season and career high is 9-9 on the balance beam. We'll see if Addison Fada bettered it with this excellent routine.
Here's that series again, back handspring layout. You can see her foot adjusting. And here is that dismount again, back handspring, gainer full. You mentioned her career high is a 9.9. I'm thinking this might go a little bit higher than that.
Hard to find much, if any, fault with that one. As Peyton Davis will be up next for the Wolverines.
Another freshman starting off their lineup. They actually have 3 freshmen in a row. Half of their floor lineup is made up of freshmen. Opens up with a front layout to a Rudy, which is a 1.5 twist. She's actually been battling for a beam spot, so we might see her in the beam lineup later tonight. And she's working on a new dismount on bars, so hopefully later in the season we'll see that as well. Just her last pass ends with a double pike. Great landing, very controlled. Great routine, yes. Very great landings that she had.
High fives from teammates for Peyton Davis after Sophie Parenti's 9.80. We'll see how Lily Peterson responds here on the beam after the slip that she had on the uneven bars.
And I just want to mention, Lily has been sick all week, so that could have added to her energy level competing on bars.
She's ranked in the top 10 on the balance beam.
She actually didn't even get a chance to practice until, I'm pretty sure, Thursday. So the way that she's been able to just step back into the lineup despite that is very impressive. She's a very strong, quick competitor on this event. Opens up with a back handspring layout, a little off, was able to stay on the beam. You know, she's really fighting through a lot right now, but this is a learning moment for her. Switch leap, switch side. She moves so quickly throughout her routine. It's very impressive. Into routine with a round off double full. Almost gets that stick, but has to take a small step backwards.
Lily Peterson growing up there in Minnesota. Gets herself back on track. Just a slight bobble. I think the crowd helped her stay on the beam.
For sure. Here's that series again. You know, she's a little off. Lifted up her chest a little fast, but was able to stay on the beam.
KJ Kindler's sister, Lori, was Lily Peterson's club coach, and she grew up a huge fan of the Oklahoma Sooners and the great Maggie Nichols as well. Sophia Diaz now on the floor exercise. Peyton Davis just scored a 9.85 for the Wolverines.
She's so beautiful on this event. Shows a lot of artistry. Opens up with a front double full. That's an E skill, which is the highest difficulty a skill can have. extension beam later on. She's trying to break into that lineup as well, but doing so great. And it's just her freshman year. Here's her last pass, which I love. A Rudy to a back layout step out. So beautiful. And another great routine for the Wolverines on floor to keep things going.
Sophia Diaz has won an individual event title this season on floor exercise. Peyton Davis's score, by the way, equaled her season and career high. And Addison Veta has a new career high for Oklahoma on the beam, the 9.925. It'll be Jordan Bowers next. She needs a 10 in her career to get the Gym Slam. Let's see if it can happen for her tonight.
Yeah, and you know, having to go after a mistake in the lineup, and although it wasn't a fall, it still was a big loss of tenths. She might compete the best she ever does, because sometimes competing under pressure creates the best routines. Jordan just needs to focus on what she does every day in practice. Final one in the Lloyd Noble Center. Starts off with a back handspring layout. Beautifully done. You can see the smirk on her face when she finished that skill. Split leap to a switch half. Perfect landing. So far, this routine is pretty great. Coach Kindler says she's one of the most consistent beam workers on the team. All right, just her dismount now. Let's see how she lands. Round off double full. Holds on for the stick. Fights to not put her chest down on that landing, but that was an excellent routine to close out her career here in the Lloyd Noble Center on balance beam. Here's that series again from a different angle. Back handspring layout, beautifully done. And here is that dismount. Gets the stick, fights to keep her chest up. I know she's proud of that routine.
KJ Kindler said so amazing to be training to be an all-arounder and compete in so many events. She said it's taxing on an athlete's body, but with Jordan Bowers, you wouldn't know it. Kaylee Boozer now.
It looks like one judge gave Jordan a 10 and the other a 9.95, so she'll get a
This is Audrey Sanger for the Wolverines.
double pike, able to hold onto that landing. Beautiful leads connection. Just her last pass now. And round up 1.5 front layout. Done it so well. This Michigan lineup is really getting things going on the floor and carrying the momentum throughout the lineup. Excellent routine for Audrey.
Oakland, California native, Pacific West Gymnastics. The gymnast Beth Blocky says it's just elegant. She's been in and out of the floor and vault routines. Jordan Bowers tied her career high on the beam with a 9.975. And there's the career high we spoke of for Addison Fata in the number 2 position for the Sooners.
She should be so proud of herself. You know, she's really been so clutch tonight, and I knew that routine would go over.
Ava Siegfeld, the junior from Williamsburg, Virginia, next up.
Ava has been perfection on this event before. This is her first time in the lineup this season. Starts off with a front aerial to a split jump. She's been exhibitioning for this team and has earned her way into the lineup this week. Back handspring layout. Holds onto that landing again. Those judges, they have a different view than us, so you see her go a little bit to the right, but one judge might not see that. Beautiful beat jump to a split ring. So far, this routine is gorgeous and so clutch for what happened earlier in the lineup. They're really wanting to drop that 9.65 from Lily. Great dismount. Doesn't quite get that stick, but what a great routine for her to go in the lineup after that mistake earlier and nail a routine for her team.
Had a perfect 10, as you said, on the beam last year. Mainly been a beam specialist. She's also been in the vault lineup on occasion for KJ Kendler. Ava Siegfeld with one more routine left. It'll come from Faith Torres for Oklahoma. Carly Bauman now. 4 exercise. She is in the top 5 in the Big Ten on the 4 exercise and ranked 16th nationally.
Very intense with her movements. Something you like to see. A good performance. Carly opens up with a front double full. Dances her way out. Very fluid. Beautiful leap connection. You want to see 180-degree split. The last pass now, run off 1.5, front layout, and sticks it cold. See her smile on her face. She knows that was a great routine. The Michigan Wolverines were really putting it together over there on the floor.
Her career high is a 9.925 on the floor exercise. That was about as good as you could get. An athlete that Beth Blocky calls the dictionary definition of a coachable athlete. And as Natalie said earlier, she is getting her graduate degree in molecular cellular developmental biology.
So impressive. I can barely say it, let alone definitely couldn't do it.
Now Faith Torres, last competitor in the regular lineup for the Sooners. We will see a couple of exhibitions, we believe.
She is also the 2024 NCAA co-beam champion. Starts off her routine with a wolf jump. She really is so beautiful to watch on this event. Perfect series, side aerial to a back layout. Very difficult. Beautiful switch leap to a straddle jump. Just her dismount now. Back handspring gainer full. Gets that stick. Oh my gosh. That was a great routine for Faith Torres. I'm interested to see what the judges do with that.
Looked pretty perfect. She's ranked number 2 on the beam coming into the week. As Natalie said, the co-champion with her teammate Audrey Davis nationally on beam a season ago.
Here's that dismount again. Perfect landing. She even says something when she lands. I kind of want to know what she said.
I think it was, "I nailed that." With as important as she has been in her Sooner career, it feels like it would be her senior night. She's a sophomore.
I know.
And you sometimes lose track of just how youthful she still is.
I mean, I can't believe any of these gymnasts are seniors.
And speaking of youth, Gisara Ranger, just a freshman, newcomer, and she's been a star, says Beth Block. Here she is on the floor exercise.
A star she is. She's going to open her routine with a huge double layout. And as you saw from her on vault, she has a lot of power. Here's that opening pass. Big double layout. Secures that landing. Beautiful lead connection there as she prepares for her final pass. Dancing with her teammates. Always fun to see. Just her last pass to finish up floor for the Wolverines. Tucked through to a double back, and she stuck that cold. They have some glue on their feet over there on the floor. Wow, what a routine.
High-level stuff in the anchor spot from the freshman Gisara Ranger.
Front layout through to a double back and sticks it cold. What a performance.
Carly Ballman had a 9-9 prior to that routine. Just got Faith Torres' score for Oklahoma. 9.975 on beam. She and Jordan Bowers with identical 9.975s for the Sooners. And now we'll see Kira Wells with an exhibition on the balance beam.
Kira Wells is typically in the lineup for the Sooners. But tonight there was a lineup change. Still good for her to go out and get some experience. She does a very unique skill. Switch foot side aerial. It's actually an E-level acro skill, which most people do not do. Beautiful switch leap, switch leap. Even though this is an exhibition routine, this routine still matters to her team to know what she's capable of. Beautiful back handspring layout series. Coach Kindler says she's one of their most consistent beam workers, and she just needs to translate it more over into competition. Tonight, she is doing that. Here's that dismount. Round off 1.5, doesn't quite get that landing, but that was a great routine for her.
So Oklahoma's beam score is final. That is just an exhibition there, but their beam score tonight, very good. 49.575 is quite a bit above. In fact, nearly a tenth of a point better than their season average, and they are number 1 in the country on beam. It is slightly off of their season high. This is Jenna Mulligan with an exhibition on floor exercise for the Wolverines.
This is also an important routine for Michigan to really see the depth that they have as we get later into the season. Opens up with a double back. A little off on those leaps. You really want to see 180-degree split. It almost looks like she didn't get her leg up in time while she was spinning. Just her last pass now. Double pike. Was a little soft on her arms in that back handspring. I'm glad that she was able to get a good block off her feet into that double pike. A good routine for Jenna. Obviously, she had that mistake on her leap series, but her tumbling was great.
That will not count, obviously, in Michigan's team total, but the Wolverines, you see their score 49-4. Very good. In fact, it matches their season high. Oklahoma's beam final score of 49.575 is above their season average, but off of their season high. So good night for both teams so far on rotation number 3. Final exhibition here comes from Caitlin Smith.
I have yet to see her exhibition beam this year, so this is very exciting. Oklahoma is just showcasing the depth that they have. Beautiful side aerial to a back handspring. Not the easiest of series to do. Switch leap split. Nicely done. You know, Coach Kindler said a lot of people get the wrong impression that because Oklahoma has so many all-arounders that they don't have any depth, but here's the depth. In the season, they weren't able to exhibition as much, so it's really crucial and important that they're getting to do so now, right before postseason. Just her dismount now. Gainer full off the front of the beam. Gets that landing. And you can see her team so excited for her. That just gives her a ton of confidence going forward if she's ever needed to be put in that lineup.
Well, it is senior night for the Oklahoma Sooners. What a senior class. Jordan Bowers, Audrey Davis, Danae Fletcher, and Danny Sievers. We'll talk more about them when we return.